I'll tell you, is that I have the same approach that I think Tucker has to it, which is, and I don't know, which is basically like, I can handle, like, I can diffuse a situation. I can do it. Melissa, people kill you.
Yeah, I'll kill you, and I'll ask questions later.
And she did exactly the same. And you know what really worries me? Is that,
Yeah.
is all of a sudden, we're all talking about violence.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're talking about violence. Violence is defense, but now you're talking about the violence.
Mm.
And then they kind of like go, "Oh, you're gaslighting us. This is bullshit. You're fine. You're really rich and you this and that. You can take care of yourself." It's like bullshit. Did you see what just happened to my best friend?
Also want to tell you guys about the wellness company because you've probably seen the headlines about available to U.S. residents only. Yeah. Look, I mean, we just
what
watched
are you talking
Charlie
about?
Oh God, you haven't already? Make sure to like the video, and you ain't subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. Going through a shadow ban right now, but if you like the video, that's how we go ahead and beat it.
and he had a full security apparatus.
Yeah.
We still don't know what happened to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
There's zero interest. That's another thing that just completely, for me, was like done with Trump whatsoever. Like, I mean, there's just no way for someone who came from the inside and watched the work that Charlie did to get these people elected. Don Jr. was like a brother to Charlie, literally like a brother to him.
Yeah.
And to see the Trump brothers, to see Donald Trump himself, Kash Patel, who Charlie pushed for him to lead the FBI, had him on his podcast. JD Vance, like, came out of nowhere. Charlie was like not sleeping to make that happen. And to see all of these people have zero interest in the obvious holes in this story, even if ultimately the holes get filled and there's a picture that makes sense, which I put that at a 0% chance. But let's just, the fact that they have zero interest and they're just accepting the narrative, like what this has done to me, and I've said this, I'm just done with politics. I'm just done with politics because I can't even begin to comprehend it. And again, that element of gaslighting that's happening here, where they're pretending that the people who are noticing that none of this is making sense are the crazy ones, and everyone else who's like, nope, turn the chapter, a week later, it's all solved. And this is how it went down, and none of it makes sense, but just accept this slop. It is the most infuriating thing, and it's just fully removed the scales in my eyes. And I've stopped with this left versus right, Democrat versus Republican. I'm like, this is sheer evil versus good.
By the way,
this is like sheer evil.
But by the way, for real, exactly.
Like, I'm
exactly. It is good versus evil.
Yeah.
They have torn the mask off of this. I said to you before, is that I pray to God that by the end of this, that you think of me as a friend, because if anything ever happened to me, I want you and Melissa team up. Like, oh my God.
It's not happening to Charlie Kirk.
And the criticism of you for asking the questions for someone who was like a brother to you, it's like,
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The attack against Candace before she even went at Erica Kirk. Cause so a lot of y'all can't say, oh, it's because she's going after Erica. It's all about that. No. You guys were getting pretty crazy about her just investigating it, going against the narrative, and y'all was losing y'all minds. And then when the narratives start falling apart, it started looking like more and more like Tyra Robinson may have not have done it. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, the campaign against Candace got even crazier. And then, of course, when Candace made, in my opinion, the fatal move to focus on Erica Kirk and her history and past boyfriends and all that good stuff, then y'all really lost it on Candace, which is somewhat understandable, but she's exploring all avenues of this. Well, I would say open source investigation. And sometimes y'all just gotta not have y'all feelings in it so much.
What the F are you talking about?
Yeah.
Because trust me, that's how like a regular investigation are done. You would be offended by how much leads that how much lead trails these investigators go through. Like, you would be offended who they say could possibly have done it, but hey, you don't see that. With Candace, you do. But all right, let's get to
That's
it.
the
What are you talking about?
Like, how dare you care?
Coming from someone who you've attacked and you've politically, you've had all of your criticism, which I have no problem with, and we disagree on so many things. But I listen to you and I go, right on. Like Epstein, like, you want to figure out why they don't want to let the release all the Epstein files? All you got to do is literally look at a picture of Trump standing on his stage at his inauguration and look behind him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like every single person.
He's
On the
protecting his donors without question.
I mean, it's crazy, like, Palos and Poli and this and that and the other thing and all of these things. It's like, okay, and by the way, I like, anyway, my point is yeah, it's like, when are people gonna kinda wake up to the fact and it's not left or right. This is a really, really horrible group of people
Mhm.
that are pulling strings that impact us all, and they make us think that because you and I disagree on, the graduated tax rate or some social issue, is that we are sworn enemies.
Mhm.
I mean, not just, like, sworn enemies, that I deserve violence.
And I could see them, and it does seem like both sides have woken up without question. My audience is now split, and I still say what I believe. I haven't changed my position on abortion. I'm Catholic. I have, there's nothing that has changed. I think they're just hearing me for the first time, and I do think there was something about the Charlie Kirk assassination that everyone just sort of looked up. We just sort of all looked up at the machine and was like, "Wait a second, what is
Yeah,
this?" Because they expected Trump to be ride or die. They expected cash. I mean, wow, this is going to be solved in the clearest way possible because the entire political apparatus that has the power and the Department of Justice is in the hands of Charlie Kirk's friends. Like that was how I felt, right? This is it. No, whoever did this is never going to get away with it.
Oh no, no, that sounds like if they prove that Tyler Robinson did it, of course I'll accept it. But right now they're saying that the bullet that shot Charlie Kirk that they found inside Charlie Kirk, they couldn't connect it to the gun that Tyler Robinson allegedly shot. And I mean, people are looking at the gun and they're saying that, well, due to where the scope is, the gun couldn't have shot anyway. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming out that's making people doubt the main narrative. And I ain't gonna lie, it's turned into like a whole JFK event.
Because these are Charlie's friends. And what
not
did we
just
get?
friends, they're the people that Charlie Kirk made.
Charlie Kirk made these people. That's exactly right. Led a youth revolution to get these people elected in power. He was
The
ride or die
the
to
level of disloyalty
Mhm.
or fear, I don't know what it
Disloyalty.
is
Disloyalty may be guided by fear, but it's still
so
disloyalty.
disturbing.
It's disturbing. And I cannot forgive Trump, the Trump family, uh, what they have done or what they have not done for Charlie
Can I
post,
keep one of these?
yeah,
Conspiracy?
yeah. And I'm
Love
full
it.
on. I'm like, call me a conspiracy. I'm like you, where I'm like, oh, what is the shame tactic of the day? You're calling me a conspiracy theorist. Great. I'm like, you'd be a fool to believe the stuff that they're telling us today. The stories are telling us. I mean, it is something that is just so disturbing. And I think that the Charlie assassination has just so crazy. Like, cause he was so Republican conservative, but I think it's brought people together in a productive way.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, let's go ahead and get over to the next clip.
So angry, but
You know what the laptop proved?
that you were a crackhead.
I mean, yeah, that you were a crackhead who liked to mess with hookers. I mean, yeah, that's what that laptop proved.
There you go.
I think about what it was that, just revisiting what made a lot of people, including myself, so angry about you. Or I guess it wasn't really about you. It was the gaslighting. It was the letter that came from people saying it was Russian propaganda. That is what is driving us crazy about the Epstein files right now. It's what's actually leading,
Yeah.
ironically, to the collapse of the MAGA support. Is we don't want to be gaslit.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it wasn't you. That's why it was so refreshing when you were like, "Yes, I had a crack addiction. This is me. I did this. I was with hookers."
Yeah.
But you weren't speaking for you, and there were literally a bunch of people that were coming out and saying, "This is not real."
Yeah.
And that is the most infuriating thing, because
Yeah.
everyone's average. Everyone can connect with addiction. Everyone could have this conversation. Actually, if you had come out and I probably, in that environment, obviously, maybe there would have been a different result
Yeah,
because we were at
kids.
each other's
Yeah.
throats.
No, exactly.
But that is
I
what
get your
made
point.
people so angry.
Yeah.
It was like, nope, he
I
never smoked
if I
crack. It wasn't real.
Yeah.
The laptop is Russian propaganda. We're like, guys,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah, by the way, here's the problem.
Yeah, they did try, bro. They put in immense effort to cover up the Hunter Biden laptop because they knew it was going to f up Trump's chances in the election. So yeah, they did what they had to do. I mean, politically, for PR reasons, they just covered it up. They says Russian propaganda. They gaslit you and said, "Oh well, if you say it, then you're just a Russian spy," and all this crazy stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. The defense that the Democrats ran on Hunter Biden's laptop, amazing, immaculate, and it did the job. I mean, they pushed it off to the side until Biden won.
is that Steve Bannon saved and Rudy Giuliani saved the quote unquote laptop, which by the way is like if we can agree on that gaslighting, I will agree on the gaslighting of this is that there was never a quote unquote laptop. There was a hard drive
Okay.
of stolen and hacked material, wherever it came from, whether it came from a Delaware repair shop or whether it came, like Lev Parnas says, from Dmitry Firtash, who was trying to sell a hard drive of Hunter Biden's in Ukraine. That they were looking for before the laptop repair shop guy was ever the twinkle in the eye. Just go back and look at the record. Okay, so here's the thing: is you're absolutely right, and and this is like the freedom of being able to say this. It's like, yeah, they should have let me go out and talk.
Yeah.
But it was 2 weeks before the campaign, and then then the election was over. Steve Bannon, it goes on, and with his buddy Gao, the Chinese billionaire that's now in prison and, that is like a Chinese spy or whatever, where he got arrested on his boat and all that the crap. Is it I mean, there is a go listen to it. Go listen to the recorded conversation in which they say, like, the laptop, like, we got him. We like, so we collected all the salacious pictures and we put them out there. And then Rudy went out and stood on the steps of the Newcastle County Courthouse with Bernie Carrick and said, "This contains child exploitation." Like pure, pure, just so on both sides, you have this reaction, which I don't think was necessarily a coordinated reaction in the sense that, what do you do in 2 weeks? And so they come up with this and they
Mhm.
say, and I don't get to go out and say, no, I was. But you know what I did? Is that come April, I write a book and I tell everybody I was addicted to crack.
Mhm.
And here's my story. And here's what happened. And here is all of the rooms that no one would ever want to admit to being in that I was in. And and it was like a blip on the radar because everybody was now fighting about whether there was kind of a suppressed story on Twitter and whether there was this gaslighting from, and by the way, I am not here to defend any of
But
those
then it's part
people.
of, like, the political machine where they're like, "We have 2 weeks to go to the election.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this denial,
Yeah.
because we can't
Yeah.
afford this right now, essentially.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna table this, make it past."
Like, let's be real. If it was after Joe Biden got elected, then they'd have been like, all right, I mean, this would be great. We could spin it as a story of, his recovery. But since before the election, they're gonna be like, no, it's gonna make it look like he's a what was it? Like, oh, he's not a very connected father, or he's not really helping out his son. He let him walk down a path of drugs. It's like, yeah, be real with you. Before the election, bad spin. After the election, they could have put a good spin on it. So it makes sense why they put the spin and try to gaslight everybody.
these 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
And then by that time, first and foremost,
by
your
the way,
father
yeah.
won,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and so people are angry. They feel like the election's been stolen and that there was this entire collusion to cover a laptop, which if it was on the other side, they may have done too. This is what DC is. It's politics. But that is where I think the anger came from.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
I get it.
how dare you gaslight us?
Yeah.
And then people then start making you this focal point
Yeah.
of
And it never had
like,
anything to do with me.
right. It was
And,
kind of bigger than you at that point,
You know what the laptop proved?
that you were a crackhead.
There you go.
And if you are a homeowner, you need to listen to this because the FBI has been warning homeowners about a type of gorgeous. Use the link in the description.
That they investigated up and down during the Trump administration with a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney, with the Trump-appointed U.S. attorney, the only U.S. attorney in the country to stay on and continue to prosecute me, who then became special counsel after I got a plea deal because I paid my taxes late, and I paid them with penalties and interest, and I owned a gun for 11 days, while they say I was addicted and check that box. That's it. Everybody has all the information. It's not like the Department of Justice has my digital footprint in every text message, every email. And there's not a single one in which you find that would in any way supports the really serious accusations of enriching himself somehow, or none of it. None of it's there. So I own whatever you want to call it. I own the laptop. come, you know what? We can go through it together.
Mhm.
What about you being on the board of a Ukrainian's, energy company that you had no experience in? You've never been in the energy sector in your life, yet you're on the board of an energy company in Ukraine. It kind of looked like you guys had special interests, which she didn't touch on, but I wish she did.
If you're willing to, like, avert your eyes to the tragedy
Mhm.
of addiction, I mean, just the absolute tragedy of it.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, we have not there is no space for that in discourse anymore. There's no space for the nuance of, well, that was addiction, that wasn't corruption. You know, I did not do any business through entire 4 years. I became a painter. You know why I became a painter? Because it literally saved my life. I painted my whole life, and Melissa instinctively knew that I literally needed to, like, occupy my hands in early recovery, like, 12 hours a day. Like, just, like, to be able to focus on not the crushing weight of the consequences of years of addiction. And so I just sat and I painted and I painted and I painted. And I decided to have a show in the gallery and, and offer my paintings for sale. And the New York Post comes out and says, "Hunter Biden's selling his paintings for $500,000. I have never sold a painting nor offered a painting for $500,000 in my friggin' life. And by the way, everybody knows this because every painting that I sold, everybody that bought a painting had to pay about $250,000 to defend themselves before an impeachment hearing. Go read the transcripts
Mm.
of people under oath. But regardless, is the laptop absolutely proved nothing, but it became this cultural touchstone. It was like it embodied the Biden crime family.
Mhm.
And if you wanted to be able to believe that, not wanted to be able to believe that, if you believe that because you're being told that by people that you trust that have told you that your election was stolen, that your democracy was thwarted, that the process was unfair, is that all you had to do, and I get this, is look at the pictures. Right? Doesn't look like a good guy to me.
Right.
Mm,
Because
He
you
looks
weren't a
like an
good guy
awful
in the
guy.
pictures.
No,
Yeah, so it's
smoking
not
crack in a
really
motel room with a prostitute.
right. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they come out and, like, they're saying, "Oh, like, this all," like, I admit it all. Not only admit it all, I own it all. I will own everything, the worst of it,
Mm.
all of it.
All right. I mean, I respect the accountability. I really do. But